this is a refactor for Rio and Leo. So we want a play action that looks like duo, and we're going to call it DD left, which originally started as double double left, but we'll call it DD left and DD right. So if you think we have strap left, which looks like 5 stretch, strap left, we have DD left would look like 1 duo. Or sorry, DD left would look like 2 duo. So just like all of our play actions or all our pass plays, we want to tell the line where they're going. So we'll always tell you offensive line. DD left means you guys have your left gaps. We cannot mess this up. That's why we spend a lot of verbiage here to make sure you guys know DD left, everyone goes left. DD right, everyone goes right. We leave it up to the back and quarterback to realize that DD left looks like 2 duo, so they would open right. The other thing to think, DD, think think tailback and tight end go together, the two eligibles. That's like a little kind of double team, and we want to double team just like duo on the inside with an ace and a deuce block when we can. The left side, so if it's DD left, you have to realize left side. Anything that comes outside of you, we have to train to. And on the right side, we have the tailback there to scan off there. We can't really flubber this because we have a lot of jetties behind the line of scrimmage. But if they were bringing, so let's not worry too much about flubbers right now. I think the tailback will scan everything on the right side, and if there's a blitz off the left side, we'll trade out to it. This would be DD left. We also have DD right coming up. Um, Left side, just think of this as lion. Left tackle, you have the hardest block. Like if you're not comfortable like short setting this guy, you can just pass block him. We'll have draws in and things like that for cover. You have to figure out how to block this guy. Quarterback, you're gonna set up in the pocket for all of these for now. We'll look at adding boots when we need to, but for now, after your fake, you're setting up in a 5-step drop down the middle of the pocket to help out everyone's blocks. It's DD left. Now, for some of our plays, we have to split the back and the tight end. This will be DD left hoax. Hoax. So DD left starts all the linemen and tight end in their left gaps. When you hear hoax, you're telling the tailback to not go to the side of the tight end. So when you hear DD left or DD right, the tailback should always be thinking to go to the side of the tight end, which is away from the left call. But when you hear hoax, your guys' play fake will open to the left side. So we do this for the screen left. We do this on a few plays. So we have to have it in. Now, because we're splitting the tailback and the tight end, this essentially becomes 70 protection. So it's a much weaker protection if you look here. On DD left and DD right, we're totally gap fitted. There's nothing that can mess us up here. But when we go hoax, O-line, we have to point our double teams back to the mic. So remember, there's going to be a back on the left, a tight end on the right, or vice versa. So really center, you're just going to ace with wherever the closest guy is up to this Mac. But if this Mac's starting to blitz, we have to fan out to it. Likewise, tight end and tackle, if we're on a hoax call, we're essentially in man. So you guys just think 70. And right side here, you would be based up. And if you guys could slip a tray in here to help. So we are getting some value, double teaming the ends here. But if they bring the house, then center, you're going to find the Mac, and we all man up across. So this is DD left, hoax. Here's DD right, same as DD left, but now we're all gap fitted right. So this goes both ways. Quarterback, if it's DD right, you open left. Just like if it's one duo, the O-line's actually going right, and the back and quarterback are going left. Take a quick look at this. I'll leave it up. And okay, we're going to add this too, synfluence. Why? Synfluence means you want to influence the end with like a sin look. We also have slamfluence on the back side or on the front side. either way, you know it'll come in as Y Synfluence. We just want you to run your route like within a yard of the end, and all it's going to do is get him to worry that you might be cracking him, and it'll help the tackle set his block. Here's DD right hoax. DD right, but we're hoaxing. So center, you're going to find the Mac. You know you have a tight end left, so the Mac's probably going to be shifted over a bit. And that's this is DD right hoax. Now let's look at, now that we have DD right and left in, let's clean up some plays. So we're going to package our James Flats and our Sammy Wheel into the same play. It's going to come in Walrus left. That's clear. DD right puts the whole line going right. Y Synfluence, check with me. So CWM is check with me. That means that we are going to let the slot determine his route based on, or everyone determine their route based on the whether there's a 9 tech or a 7 tech. So slob means slot through bubble, slot on bubble. So if there's a 9 tech, we want you to run through here and obviously run James Flats. Slob also means back on bubble. So back, if we have a 9 tech, slob will also tell the tight end to block the big guy, and you can fill into the bubble here. So slob is just like Bob for Ram and Lion, back on bubble. So this is DD right, which puts the back left, and you guys are gap fitted here. If we go now, listen, why? You're gonna know if we're running slob or the other option's wolf. If we're running slob, then you're the third option. So you can run your route a little bit deeper, and you don't want to try. It's not a race for you to get into this window here because we have the flats routes. So and likewise tailback, you don't need to get out because we already have enough guys over here. Protect first, and quarterback we're staying in the pocket unless we have to boot. We'll change the protection later. For this week, try and throw all these routes from the pocket. DD right check with now. Now here's the wolf call. So we have a 7 tech, and guys, this goes both ways. So listen, we're gonna flip this the other way. So why? Get a picture. So we're not gonna spend as much time on this. We could easily go DD left, Walrus right, check with me, X Synfluence, and we have that coming up. All right, we have now we have a wolf call. So W, hey wolf, you gotta run a post, wheel, and now Y, you can run your drag shallower. We are again DD left, and there's no, because we're DD left, and there's a 7 tech, and there's no slob call, tailback. After your fake, you have, if the guy covering Joe blitzes, you have to go block him. So these two plays come in together, and we read it out at the on the line of scrimmage. Quarterback will just go wolf wolf into his cadence. It's not or slob slob and into the cadence. Now we're just this is both plays together, but going the other way. So now this would be Walrus right. There's no flip here. Now we could flip this, but hey, maybe we want to run this, and they get, we haven't thrown the ball this side much. Let's make them look like we're going left and get a big shot going right here. So DD left, check with me. X Synfluence should kind of remind, okay, if X is doing the Synfluence and the drag, then Y and Z, you guys got it's either going to be, here's the dark routes here are wolf, and the dash routes are slob. So you'd be the slob there. Now let's look at a new run play that's called 2 duo X slip. So we know X slide. Now slide looks like slip. This is the difference of this one tailback on 2 duo X slip is that I expect when the X does this, that the will is going, this player here is going to overexpand with him as well as the end, which could create a really nice window in here. So duo can actually hit here, or outside. We've always taken it here or outside, But if you watch last week's film, there's a lot of times it goes here. Now so it just depends how they play it. But just pay attention. If we're on the left hash and we have a big bubble back here in the B gap, there's a really good chance that you might be able to, on this one, bend it back. And we'll make sure to call it on 1st and 10. So if it goes bad, we still have a second down play. We wouldn't call this one, I don't think, on second and long, or second and short, where we want you to just get the first down. So this is walrus right flip, 2 duo X slip. Now we're going to add in our DD left calls to this is our slide. So we know slide, but now we're going to just change the naming to walrus right flip, DD left tackle cut. So DD left is DD left, but the tackle cut reminds Penner. This is the play to cut the outside leg of this guy. So DD left tackle cut, X slide, and tailback, same thing. After your fake, you're outside here to this guy. It's every time you hear DD left, it's 2 duo fake, down, and then you're off the tight ends block. Here we have it going the other way. DD left, right tackle cut, X slide. We need to be able to run this one both ways, guys. So DD right tackle. We haven't done this yet, so this will be you, Dekatowicz, all right? Hayden Lorenz, it'd be the backup here too. So that's walrus left, DD right tackle cut, X slide. And why? You're going to get good at running these two. For now, because we're doing the fake off it, we'll leave X doing it this week because we want to run the run play off of it. But we have to start getting more people comfortable with slides and jetties. You can all run the ball. W, X, and Y, you all are viable ball carriers, and we want to get different people running the ball. Now we're going to switch up the counter. So last week we did the motion. This time, let's just line up, and we'll call it walrus right. So there's no flip call here, which should leave W and X over here. Walrus right Tulsa brings our Y over. You're doing your counter, but this is going to hit inside. So, and by inside, it's still going to be wide. Just after your fake, you come behind. Sorry, I don't have a good. You guys do the same mesh. Like quarterbacks to come back on a 5 stretch path, fake it to Riker, and Riker going to keep raging here, and then hand it off over the top to Y. X, you have a full trail block here, and if you get beat outside here, Riker's coming. So secure this gap in case they blitz anyone back through this gap. And now we're going to run our normal counter trade blocking. Now the difference we're going to add is a Joe bluff call. So what the bluff means is if you have a 7-tech Joe, this guy's not going to rage up this gap and get kicked out really well. So just to make it a better block, let's just try you don't have to look at him. Just leave your left hand up here, you're pass blocking him for a second to hopefully get him to come upfield a bit and look at you, and then he'll get trapped by Eli. So it's just 1, 2, but your eyes are on this guy the whole time. You have to get to him. And that would be a Joe bluff against the 7-tech. Now, if they give you a 9-tech, W, make sure you're running in this because we have Cabby coming up where, we want to play fake and boot left. So you want to be able to show this look on the Y8 counter. Now let's look at the bluff against the 9-tech. You have a 9-tech here. Just kick step him upfield 1 and then go. But your eye's going to be here. If this guy blitzes, you have to block him down. Penner, this pull here makes it look like you're going to this guy. You're actually going to this guy. Your path will bring you here, but you're going to skinny tight around this block, just like on all our counters. And actually, I take that back. Usually on counter, you would be going to a linebacker in this area. But against this specific front with the tight end, you're going to end up on the MAC. And so this is 6 Y counter, X trail, Joe bluff. If it was 4 counter, you're going to the will. If it's 6 counter, you're going to end up on the MAC here. And our deuce block, this is very important, guys. You're always deucing to the backside linebacker. Let this guy beat you, all right? Dekatowicz, deuce here. Yes, there's going to be a guy who comes here. Unless he blitzes this gap, we leave him. Of course, if he blitzes this gap, our gap rules would put our right guard on him. Here's our screen renamed. So walrus right, flip, bunch left motion. That's the same. This play like was close, but we didn't have a good success on it, so I think we could just leave it as is and try and run it again. W jetty. W, you have the jetty call, just like you did. Good time. You had good timing later in the game on this. DD left, hoax. So we need to go DD left for protection, and the hoax will put the tailback going left. So again, this is essentially 70 protection, which means that if they blitz this guy here, you guys have to fan out to it. And likewise, but because it's a screen, of course, we have to block this guy. And we're going to do our bad ace block. DD left to remind you guys, bad deuce block. And it's the same screen as last week. Left tackle, I think we have a cello call in here, which reminds you to just get deep and like get bull rush, just relax, come in there. We don't have this going right now, so but if we did, we'll maybe make another name for the right side. It's such a special block. We're going to use Petter's keyword there, which is cello. It's not showing up on this install, but it'll be in the play call. Okay, walrus right, flip DD left, X brag. Okay, DD left, same thing. X brag is best release drag. So this play was already in. You just run your best release drag here, Dom. So if there's a 7 tech, you take it outside. If there's a 9 tech, take it here. I just changed W's route here to a slant because we're in and just because it's a big play fake here. If he turns around, it's cover 0. You might just be the most viable option, as these routes are all deep, and this route could take a while here. So if you know there's a blitz coming down here, quarterback will hear the right call from this sideline or this side, and W, you're just going to run a slant look in and then follow with a second drag as a second option. And we'll look at that, and maybe we'll take this off. But for now, try that on the X brag. Pringle cap. Pringle is power with it's a single back power. So it's the same power scheme, guys. It just reminds us it's single back, which means that we can't really run it against a 7 technique because we can't kick out the guy triggering off the tight end. So we only want to run Pringle against a 9 tech. So if there's a 7 tech, we'll cap it. So it'll come in as 6 Pringle cap with a X sin. We always have to sin the backside of powers, guys. So if you got to know any receiver, if we have power going away from you, then you probably have a sin block. And we don't want to run it against a 7 tech, so we have a cap. Here comes the cap look. So we'll use a deuce call if we're going to leave it on. So deuce, deuce. Even if it's a 1 tech, if they for some reason run a 1 tech and a 9, just make the deuce, deuce reminds us that we're running the power play. And take a look at that. We have a taco block here on the backside. We'll taco down the field. Tackle center. Cancels for the guard. Your job here, Petter, is not to blast this guy. If you blast this guy, it'll blast him over top into the play. You want to secure this gap. As long as this guy's playing upfield into the A gap, you climb and you want to get play side on the will. Likewise, if this guy slants here, you can pick him up. Kobe will pass him off and climb. So one of you gets to the second level, one's on the down lineman. That's a taco block, tackle center. Here's the cap look. Cap, we're not going to pull both you guys. We're going to go to a full pin pull scheme, which means if your inside gap's covered, you down block. If your inside gap's open, you pull. Okay, so in this case, down block pull, down block pull. If this guy was in this gap, we could have double down block pull. So we'll go over that in Indy. It's just a full pin pull scheme on this side, and the back side is a scab. So this is a little different. This isn't crack and pull, so maybe we'll have to change this to Pringle pin or something. You can think of it as the same cap. We're just changing some rules, but either way we want a down block pull on the cap call. And you guys over here keep some width because we're either running power in here or a pin pull, but this pin pull is not going to go straight to the sideline. It'll probably hit underneath this kickout block, so you guys keep your guys wide. Here's Pringle left. This is Walrus left 5 Pringle cap, Y sin. So Pringle cap goes both ways. And then here is the cap look. So cap is 7, toss, pin, pull. Back, it switches to a toss. So you gotta remember, hey, if it's power cap, you're down, you're drop step and down, and when you hear the cap call, you are toss. Quarterback, this changes from a handoff to a toss. So this is very important. It changes a lot. So you guys gotta get this right. Pringle and cap. Here's Dragon. I just want to draw it up again with the hoax call in here. So when we have the jetty, we have the hoax call. So we are in tight end right, but back's going left. So this would be DD left because the tight end's right, but now we want the back to go to this side. So we have to hoax it. Likewise, it's a 70 pro. If this guy blitzes, you guys have to fan out to it. So hoaxes are really tough protection on the O-line, and we have to kind of have another reason to do it. In this case, we have this W jet. We would have a screen. Like, we don't want to live in hoax protection unless we're getting something out of it. DD left and DD right is better than the hoax call. That's it.